Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a good week, and I do apologize for having this video come out a bit late, but I think after you see what we've got here, you'll understand why I had to take a couple days off. So, cheers! I've got myself a beautiful. I don't even remember what this is. Canadian Blonde, I believe. Yeah. I haven't drank one of these in a few days. Let's give it a whirl. It looks like it's fairly clear, so looking good. Cheers. Yeah, I need a mustache. Need a beard trim, but whatever. 17. Oh, jeez. Wow. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to organize this video. Okay, I've not rehearsed this. I'm just going to go through this the best I can. I'm going to show you some stuff, okay? And then I want to do a couple of shout-outs and thank yous. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the Palmer interview at the end, okay? So that's how I've planned on organizing it. The reason why I was surprised when I tasted this just now is because I've been drinking craft beer for the last couple of days. Let me explain to you, and so when you do that, then you come back to your home brew. Sometimes there's a bit of a difference, and I actually have a great respect for this beer, because compared to some of the ones I've been tasting, it's pretty damn good, and it's just a simple beer kit. So you might remember a little while ago I mentioned a GoPro camera that I received. Now I don't have it with me, I forgot to bring it upstairs, but a little tiny GoPro camera, which I love to use for some of my stuff. That was basically donated to me by a guy called Jeff, and I'm not going to give away last names, and I'm not going to try to remember handles and usernames and things like that, because I don't have a secretary and I'll screw it up. But Jeff actually came up here from Texas. Now he was traveling around a little bit, and he went to Niagara Falls. He decided to pass through my town, and he brought a bunch of stuff. Now it's going to take me a little while to explain this. I'll do it as quickly as I can. What he did, he created a really cool experience for me. I've never had this done before. He brought up a bunch of beers. I've got them down here. I'm going to show them to you. From the States, some from California, some from Texas. And he allowed me to go through what I would call a beer journey. So this is what he did. Him and his friend Joseph came up, and they brought a bunch of beers, a bunch of six-packs. And he lined them all up on my table out here in the living room. And he had them all in order of sort of from a light, sort of a Pilsner style beer, to almost a barley wine with enough hops to kill a cow. And we sampled them all in a row in that order. Now, so what we did was we would open one bottle, and then we would split it between the three of us and have a sample and say, okay, that's what that one tastes like. And then we went around and we did that with all these beers. And it was a really cool experience. So I want to thank Jeff and his friend. And I'll tell you something. We had a great time while he was here. We sat here and did that, and then we went down to the dungeon, played some music. My son hung out with us for a little while. He played the piano for them, and it was a really really nice visit. I only wish I could have offered them more. I should have cooked a chili or something, or I don't know. But anyway, they were very, very nice. So here's the first beer he brought out. And I'm going to read these the best I can. This is a Shiner Bock. I know this is from Texas. And there's 5 left because... Oh, no, there's 4 left because I drank one yesterday. We only had 1 out of each of these. So that one's got 4 left in it. And then he brought out the next one, which was this one here, which is a First Street Ale. The breweries are on the box. I'm not going to try and decipher all the fonts and everything on these boxes. But that's the next one he brought out. And the third one he brought out was okay, St. Arnold's. Sorry, St. Arnold's, obvious. And there's 4 of those left as well, so I've been into these last couple days trying them again. The next one he brought out was a Rio Blanco, a Rio Blanc, a real ale brewing company. Again, it's a pale ale. Okay. Glad there's writing on both sides of these boxes. This is another real ale company. This one's called a Fireman's 4. Sorry, Fireman's 4. So when we start getting into more of the stronger tasting beers, and then we proceeded on to Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Now we're getting serious, right? There's 5 of those left. I've got lots of sampling to do. Lagunitas IPA, India Pale Ale. And you know we're getting serious when we get into those babies, right? And last but not least, and there's only one of these left because I've been into these ones in the last couple days. Same brand as last one, an Undercover Investigator Shutdown. Yeah, these will shut you down all right, okay? Yeah, they've got 9% alcohol and 66 IBUs, I believe. I think it says on there somewhere. So fairly high hop content there, and they will shut you down because I know that from experience. They're good beer. All these beers were such great choices for them guys to bring me. Really, really nice palate, if you will. Very nice palate. So thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Joseph. Had a great time. A couple of great guys. And again, thank you for the GoPro. I use it all the time. Okay. Now, while they were here, I got some other people I want to thank here. A little later on, I have to do this because otherwise, you know, it's just not fair. Take a little breather here. I've got a couple of beer kits I want to show you. Told you I'd be brewing up some beer kits, but it didn't quite work out the way I thought it would. Worked out better. But let me have a go at this first. Now see, after tasting all these beers that you just saw, this, which I haven't tasted in like 3 or 4 days, is so clean. And I don't even think I need to mention the brand name of the beer kit. It's just a Canadian blonde. So clean, so unobtrusive, but that's a good beer. All right. Now, along with this stuff, he brought some wine. Here's a bottle of white, Trader Joe's white wine. He was reluctant to tell me how much he paid for this bottle of wine. I haven't opened this one yet because he brought more than one. $3 for a bottle of wine. And when he told me that, I was like, okay, let's try this wine because it can't possibly be decent wine for $3 a bottle. Well, let me tell you something. I can go out today and I can spend $10 on a bottle of wine and it tastes like Lysol. Okay? This was $3. I make wine for $3 a bottle just so that I can get a decent tasting wine. Well, this one was great. The white wine was great. I liked it a lot. But then he also brought some of their brand of red wine. And it's interesting the shape of the bottles. The white wines are in a more rounded neck shape, and the red wines are a little sharper on the curve. I never noticed that before. Isn't that interesting? Both excellent wines, but I will tell you something. This wine, I am so impressed with that I wish I had more of it. It's really nice wine, a nice oak flavor. It doesn't have that, I don't know, that chemically taste that some of the wines around here do. And I haven't tasted a lot of wines, but believe me, I have compared my homemade wine to store-bought wine, and I prefer my homemade wine much more. Now when it comes to this, I have to say I prefer this over my homemade wine. Not to say my homemade wine's not good, but this has a much more aged and refined flavor, and it doesn't surprise me. These things probably sat around for a few years before they got put on shelves. So, you know, mine doesn't. My wine doesn't sit around for that long. We have some beer kits here. So Jeff, he brought me 2 Brewer's Best beer kits. This is what I was talking about, that I was going to actually be brewing some more beer kits for you guys on video, and I was going to go out and buy a couple of them. Well, he said he was glad I didn't, because he brought me 2 of these. The store that Jeff bought these Brewer's Best beer kits from, it's called allaboutbrew.com, and they were nice enough to send me these nice beer cozies. I got 4 of them here. I'll just show you one. I'll show you the back so you can see all the information there. It's allaboutbrew.com. Thank you, guys. Very nice. Cheers. I'll use these. Awesome. This one is an American Pale Ale. You can see that. Okay. Or I'm going to put all these. Whoops. I don't want that to fall down. And this one is a, let me get the right end here. This is a summer ale. Okay. So, you know, if you open these up, I'll just take a look at one of them here. I don't know what my camera is looking at, but you know, you've got some hops here, a couple of hop additions. They give you the bags. Okay, kudos to, you know, Brewer's Best beer kits. They really put together great kits. There's a couple of liquid malt extracts in here. I think these are, I'm not going to say that. Yes, they're Brees. Yeah, liquid malt extract, and there are grains, hops, the whole bit, everything you need to brew this beer, and that's what they supply you with. So there's a few hop additions there. They give you beer caps too, priming sugar. Guess what? When you use this, if you get beer kits with priming sugar used for bottling your beer, a lot of people just throw it away if they're kegging. Don't throw it away. Put it in the beer. It would have been in there anyways if you were bottling it, right? So put it in. You'll get an extra 0.5% or something, or maybe less, but don't waste that stuff. If you don't bottle, if you do keg your beers, definitely just put it in your batch. I gotta try and get all this back together again. Okay. I'll just set it down and I'll worry about it later. Okay, so those are those 2. Now the other 2 I have, these are from a guy called Glenn. He's from Texas. He decided instead of sending these up to Canada by mail, he would just give them to Jeff, because he's from Texas, and Jeff would bring them up. So Glenn sent me 2 of these. These are from the, I've done one of these before, the DeFalco beer kits. I did the one that was this is a big ass Texas brown. He sent me one of these before, and I did it and I loved it, so he sent me another. So I probably won't do a video about that, but I will taste it and talk more about it. The other one he sent was, this one's interesting. I want to show you something about this one, okay? You know, I can't thank these guys enough. I don't ask for these kinds of things. I don't. I just do what I do, and you know, that's it. I just do what I do, and this is what goes on. So the kindness is just overwhelming. Thank you guys so much. This is called, I can't see it because I haven't got my glasses. Hang on a minute. Pedro the Welder. It's an 8% ABV beer. I want to show you this. Watch. Okay. This is what the Falco, how they package their stuff, and it's amazing. I've done their stuff before, and it's great stuff. Of course, you've got the instructions. This is actually the sugar that goes in the beer. It's not bottling sugar. This is brewing sugar, right? You've got the grains that are vacuum sealed. Look. Okay, and I don't think these are ground up yet, so that's good for me because I can grind them myself and it'll be fresh. Okay. Then you've got your liquid malt extract. It's in a bag. Okay, that's pretty obvious right there. Then you've got your little bag of hops, and he gave me the yeast too. So we've got a little bag of hops here. Put that down so I can put these down. Let's see how many hops came with this beer kit. Oh, there's some water salts. Okay, yeah. I remember those. Those over there. All right. We got 1 ounce of Columbus. 1 ounce of Centennial. I think they're all 1 ounce. I'm not really checking, I'm just by weight. 1 ounce of Simcoe. That's 3. Another ounce of Columbus. Another ounce of Simcoe. I believe, yep, Simcoe. I should have brought my glasses. Damn it. Upstairs. Another ounce of Simcoe. Another ounce of Centennial. This is all for 1 beer. More Columbus. More Columbus. Some Simcoe. And if I haven't lost count, Columbus again. There's 11 ounces hops in this beer. So I am in trouble. There you have it. Put all this back so that you don't lose anything. Okay, so there's the instructions, and that all goes back in there. So that's cool. So I'm looking forward to brewing these kits up. I'm going to certainly provide you with some video footage, possibly even a full-blown brewing video of that one with all those hops, because we want to see how they go in, like where do they go and which parts of the boil and whatnot. And yeah, we'll show some of these. I mean, it's content. Finally, I got something to do on video on Homebrew Wednesdays and stuff like that, and even a separate video for a couple of these. Anyway, I gotta take a breather here, and we're gonna go on to the Palmer video. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, but first I want to show you a couple things, and I got a shout out to do. Actually, it's the opposite. I want a couple of shout outs I gotta do, and I want to show you something. I'm going to show you the thing at the end of the video. It's what's in this box. That's what I want to show you. It was sent in. I want to give a big shout out to Ben. Ben. Okay, I'm not going to mention last names, and I'm not going to do usernames because I won't remember all of them. So Ben and Chris and Ethan and Greg or Gregory, whichever one he prefers. These guys sent some kind PayPal donations in. Thank you so much. I am actually going to put those towards some future vinyl, and I've already spent one of them on a bottle of rum for myself. I like rum and ginger ale. Great drink for when you want something a little bit different. So thank you to those 4. And now, before we get to this mystery box, did you see it last time? Maybe you didn't. I want to talk a little bit about the Palmer video that I did last week. I first contacted John Palmer last year. And it's funny because it was exactly 1 year to the day that I recontacted him and said, let's do it. And I didn't even realize that. I did not know, because what happened was, I thought, okay, I'm going to contact John again. We're going to get this interview going. I've told all my viewers I'm going to do it, but I don't know his email address because I don't have it written down, but I've got it in my Gmail. So I went back and looked his emails up, and lo and behold, it was the exact day last year that I contacted him initially, and it was the exact day that I contacted him again, and I did not know that until I realized it after the fact. That was weird. That right there told me this is meant to be, this needs to happen immediately. So we did it, and I was nervous. I woke up that day and I thought, oh yeah, today's the day of the Palmer interview. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be good. But as it got closer, I started thinking, what if it doesn't go right? What if my computer crashes? Because I did have a blue screen of death the day before, which I never get. I I thought, oh my God, what if it crashes? What if something goes wrong? What if I don't catch the video properly? What if the audio goes wrong? And all these things. So I spent hours setting it up, testing it, making sure that everything was working properly. When I finally got him on the line, I didn't know what to say to him. You didn't hear the very first bit when we first said hello, as I promised him I would only use the interview portion on YouTube. But there wasn't, you know, it was just like, John, you have no idea, you know, how much I appreciate this. And he's just a very, I mean, what you see is what you get. I mean, he was the same off camera as he is on. So I don't know if he's watching this, but John, I want to thank you again so much for taking the time to do that. The interview itself, I had a lot of questions that he answered without me even asking them. Like, it just went so smooth. Like, I had this big list of questions. I thought, how am I going to get through these questions? Well, during some of the questions, he answered some of the other questions. And I'm sitting there, I'm trying to look into the camera, I'm trying to, you know, stay on focus. I'm also trying to look at my computer screen and figure out what the next question is going to be. And he's answering them without me even asking him, so I'm going, okay, I don't have to ask that one anymore. All right, we got that one. That one's good. So it was such a smooth interview, and I would do it again, and I will do it again because he's invited me to. So maybe in 6 months or something like that, we'll get some more questions. We'll have another session with John. I think it was a great interview, not just because I was doing it, because John had so much information. Like, the guy it just comes off like a roll of tape. It just keeps coming and coming and coming, you know. And I trust him. There's a few things, you know, that, like, you know, I know that are still controversial, such as the you know, the dry yeast versus you know liquid yeast versus rehydrating yeast, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And you know what, you got to do what works for you. John has his experiences, and that's what we've got to expect from him when he's going to, you know, do an interview like that and talk to us. Personally, if I'm doing a simple beer kit, I'll just pitch dry yeast. If I'm going to do one of these where it's going to take me a little longer to brew it, as John said, if you're going to spend all that time, and this isn't even all grain, this is still extract with grains. If you're going to spend all that time boiling and stuff and everything like that, you've got time to rehydrate the yeast. And so why not? Last but not least, and certainly not yeast, last but not yeast, there you go, doing the blondes. I know this video is a bit long, I'm sorry. I got a package from a friend of mine who lives in, well, I won't say where he lives, in Canada. Well, okay, fine, Alberta, okay? Because I don't think you're going to track him down just by telling you what country he lives or what province he lives in. But, you know, you got to be careful what you say when you're doing a broadcast. And this was, I happened to mention, that somebody asked me in the chat room, what's your next vinyl? I was talking about the Rush. I'm getting all the Rush vinyls from Rush.com as they come out every month, and you know, that's part of what I'm using, the donations people are sending in, what I'm buying with those. They mean a lot to me. I said, and one of the other ones I'm looking for, I'm trying to get my hands on, all I was looking for was a good used copy of it. Well, this isn't beer related, but it's the end of the video, so there you have it. We've got a folder here, a leaflet. Excuse me, that's pretty carbonated, that beer. Got some posters here, stuff that they hung up when they were doing their tours, and of course the album itself. Crime of the Century. His name is Jay, by the way. He goes by the name Jay Muff, so I guess that's his whole name. And he doesn't mind me using that because that's the name he uses. Okay? It also comes with 2 unreleased live recordings. I actually enjoyed these more than I enjoyed the Original. These were awesome. I've never heard these before. And there's another one here, which I don't want to be rough with these because they're special. And they're live. Now, I don't know, there's no labeling here, and I don't have it written down. 1974 or something like that. And I don't remember where the heck it happened. So, whatever. But I want to thank Jay. This is not the first time he has sent me something. Okay? I guess this homebrew Wednesday, Thursday, Friday video, whatever you want to call it, is dedicated to all of you guys who support me, who post your comments down below, who watch the videos, and there's some people, you know, they start YouTube channel and they think, okay, I'm gonna make lots of money and I'm gonna, you know, I build my channel and get free things and stuff like that. That never crossed my mind when I started my YouTube channel, ever. I swear to you. That was never my intention to, you know, get free stuff. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not the only person in the brewing community who's gotten free stuff, so it's not like I'm, you know, anything special. You know, if that annoys you, to hear me, you know, talking about all this, I'm sorry. You know, you can always thumb down the video if you don't like it, and that's an option for everybody. It's just that I need an opportunity every once in a while to show my appreciation. I can't receive all these things. They deserve a shout out. It's as simple as that. So that's what it's all about. Lots of people who do Homebrew Wednesday videos do shout outs. So I don't feel I don't feel bad at all. Anyway, I'm going to clean all this up, and it's nice to do a video somewhere else in the house other than the basement. And I guess that's where we're going to leave this one. So we'll see you very soon. Lots of stuff to brew, lots of stuff to have fun with, and to taste, and to talk about. And don't forget to subscribe to my vinyl channel. I'll put a link down below in the description. You know, there's my live broadcast on vonlive.tv/CraigTube. There's my Craig Talk channel, which I haven't done anything on lately, but I will. And of course, t-shirts. Yeah? TGTshirts.com. For some reason, after a couple of beers, the TG thing seems to not come out right. But anyway, that's where you get them if you want one, and I do appreciate it. So it's advertising. It's like you're wearing a sign. That's where it really counts. Okay? Thank you guys. Cheers. Be safe. And most of all, how do you do this? 17.